Good afternoon, students. Welcome to the class on boron chemistry. We will discuss about reactions of diboron. Diborans are generally used for the reduction of organic functional groups. For example, nitrile can be reduced to amine, where diboron supplies two hydrogens for each carbon and nitrogen. So nitrile can be reduced to amine. Similarly, nitro can be reduced to amine. This is a nitro functional group. Nitro can be reduced to amine. And carbonyl compounds, either aldehydes or ketones. Here I am giving aldehyde, will be reduced to alcohols. Aldehydes or even ketones also will be reduced to alcohols. Diborans will also be used for the reduction of double bonds and triple bonds that I'll discuss in the next slide. The reduction of alkenes generates alkyl boranes. For example, take this general alkene. When it is treated with diborane, or this can be written as of B2H6. What happens? Hydrogen will be transferred to one carbon in double bond and boron will be added to other carbon in alkene. So this we can write it like this. Since boron is having two more hydrogens, this boron can reduce two more alkenes. And thus it generates trialkyl borane. I'm not representing hydrogens. This is called trialkyl borane. Alkyl boron formation, this process is called hydroboration. This process is called hydroboration, and alkyl boranes are very, very important intermediates in organic synthesis. Many drugs and other natural molecules were synthesized by the reduction of diboron chemistry. Now, alkyl boranes can be explored in different ways. For example, when we add an acid, for example, acetic acid, then alkyl boranes can be converted to alkanes. So hydrogen will be added from acetic acid and borane will be converted to triacetate. This is alkane. So from alkyl boranes, alkanes can be obtained, or this can be oxidized using hydrogen peroxide and sodium hydroxide. When we oxidize alkyl boranes with hydrogen peroxide and sodium hydroxide, we will get alcohols. That means in place of boron, a OH will be inserted. So alkyl boranes can be converted to alcohol. And finally, this is mild oxidation. We can go for strong oxidation. When we do strong oxidation of alkyl boranes, then alkyl boranes will be converted to carboxylic acid. That means this carbon will be completely oxidized to give carboxylic acids. These are the three ways of converting alkyl boranes into alkanes or alcohol or carboxylic acid. This process is called oxidation. So this is mild oxidation, this is a strong oxidation. And for this chemistry, H.C. Brown has got the Chemistry Nobel Prize. Chemistry Nobel Prize. When diborane reacts with ammonia, generally diborane acts as a Lewis acid. Lewis acid. Whereas ammonia acts as a base, Lewis base. So when we treat diborane with ammonia, excess of ammonia at low temperatures, then it forms an adduct. Adduct means a combination of two compounds. Lewis acid, Lewis base complex. The same reaction at high temperatures will generate boron nitride. The same reaction at very high temperatures generates boron nitride. When we treat 2:1 ratio of diborane, 1:2 ratio of diborane and ammonia at high temperatures, this will result in the generation of boragine. Boragine. What is boragine? Boragine is an inorganic benzene. Boragine is an inorganic benzene. So in all these reactions, diborane acts as a Lewis acid. Diborane is a gas. Handling a gas for the reactions is highly difficult, and moreover it is a poisonous gas. So handling diborane in the gaseous phase is highly difficult. In order to use it in a simple way, a diborane is converted into liquid form by reacting with suitable Lewis acids. Diborane forms adducts with ether, diethyl ether or diethyl sulfide. It forms this complex, which is a liquid. Handling liquid is easier. Of course, it is also poisonous, but still it is a liquid. So handling liquid is more comfortable than handling a gaseous molecule. Similarly, with diethyl sulfur, it gives here diethyl sulfide acts as a Lewis base and diborane acts as a Lewis acid. So it generates a Lewis acid Lewis base complex. Diborane is also used for the preparation of higher boranes. When we treat diborane at 80 to 90 degrees centigrade and under 200 atmospheres of pressure for 5 hours, we will get tetraborane. Diborane, when it is treated with hydrogen, at 200 to 250 degrees centigrade, this results in pentaborane 9. When diborane is treated in a sealed tube at 150 degrees centigrade, this generates decaborane. This is under slow pyrolysis conditions.